And so I spend a lot of my time just chasing any little bit of affection, any little bit of just funness in my mind. When I'm thinking it's fun, I'm thinking I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasted a lot of my time, a lot of my youth on pointless things. So yeah, like I'm just trying to make the best out of this time that I got left on this earth. You know.
Aw.
I got loyalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, no ambition, flow inside my DNA. I was born like this, is born like this, immaculate conception. I transform like this, perform like this, wish out you a new weapon.
Hey y'all.
Hey, y'all.
If you are new here, welcome to the family.
And if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for all the love and support. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. So
Absolutely.
this is just part 2 of our Q&A. If you missed the first one, it was actually our first video ever. And if you're wondering why we're set up like this today, go back and watch our last video. It'll explain everything. So yeah.
Yeah, and again, I just want to reiterate, thank you so much for tuning in to our last video. Thank you guys so much for all of the love and support that we've gotten so far. We really do appreciate it. Before we get started as well, I do just also want to ask if you like the content, if you like what we're doing so far, if you could please give us a thumbs up. Again, we are very new to this, but we are true to this.
Mhm.
Okay. And like I said, yeah, give us a thumbs up, comment down below if you like the Q&A that we've been doing, if you want to see anything in particular from us in our upcoming videos, just comment it down below as well. All right.
Or if you have any more questions that you want us to ask each other that you're curious about, drop that down too.
Because we'll answer it
Mm-hmm.
for sure. But yeah, and with that being said, let's get it
Let's
started.
get Okay, so I'll start with
Oh, it froze up.
So now I can ask my first question.
Yep.
My phone literally just got overheated and died. So embarrassing. But it's life. Gotta keep going. So the first question is, when it's time to step out and get cute, what takes you the most time?
Ciao. Every damn thing. Like, and this is no exaggeration. Like for me,
At all.
girl. But no, seriously, it
Hours.
for real. Like everything takes me the most time. Like I'm to the point now where if I know I'm stepping out later on, I know that I have to literally plan and schedule out my entire day because it's going to have to go around that. Like, for example, let's say we're stepping out like around 8. That
Mm-hmm.
translates to me as in, okay, you need to get up and start getting ready around 4. Like,
In the morning?
4 in the morning? No, ma'am. I honestly did not even hear what Carmen said, y'all. No, I meant if I'm stepping out at 8 p.m., it translates in my mind that I need to get up and start getting ready around 4 p.m. And yes, it really takes me that long to get ready.
around 4, 3 maybe. Yes, because see, I feel like if I know I'm stepping out somewhere, I already have something picked out or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
like by the time it's actually, or when it's time for me to actually step out and put it on, I done changed my mind. Like, do I really want to wear this? Like, I done changed my mind. I'm indecisive. That's number one. And then I'm very meticulous. But like when it comes to even doing my makeup, like I take my slow time because I want to make sure everything just look right. Like I don't know what it is. And then I can plan it out like that and still be late. And I don't get it. I don't get it
Me
at
too.
all.
Me too. I'm super late. I feel like for me, I get anxiety. Like
Yeah.
I start sweating. I already got hyperhidrosis, and then I start sweating even more. And then I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I'm like second guessing, do I even want to go?
Yeah.
And
That be me.
but yeah, it takes. I'll plan it out, and I still be late.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you can relate on that.
For sure. I don't get it. Like, especially the planning it out. Like if I plan something out hours in advance, why? am I still late? To this day, I haven't been able to figure it out. I don't know
It's
what it is.
this call right here. We was both late.
I know.
We were supposed to get on at 11 a.m. and it is now 1 p.m.
I know. Shoot. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But yeah, that's me. Like I said, it's not one set thing for me. It's everything. It takes me time.
Okay.
Perfection takes time, guys. What can I say? Let me stop. Let me stop. All right, your turn.
So I go. Stepping out. What takes me the most time? I'm kind of like you. Like, I planned my outfit out before, but like a lot of things can happen. Like
Yep.
if the weather's going crazy, I gotta redo it for that. Or if I don't know if it's not, I don't like how it's fitting me. But clothes, I don't
That's
know,
the
because
one.
like if I plan it out, I'll be good with clothes. But girl, so I'm very minimal with my makeup, so I wouldn't say makeup, but one thing in my makeup, eyelashes, hands down, eyelashes every day, all day.
Eyelashes give you the hardest time. Eyelashes always gives you the hardest time, though. Oh my
Always, I
God.
can never get it. I can never get it, and that's why I do like these that I got on, like the most natural ones, because
Yeah.
you know these I can hardly mess them up. Even if I put them in wrong, you can't really see it. But
Yeah.
dramatic eyelashes, no,
Yeah.
no. So I would say eyelashes takes me the most time.
I can see that for you. Like, oh my
I'm getting so
gosh.
frustrated.
Struggle to put them lashes on, baby. I struggle with everything is a struggle for me when it comes to getting myself. Time management is not on my side when it comes to getting cute. I don't know. Like,
Maybe one day.
maybe one day. I don't- Maybe never. Oh well.
Maybe
All
never.
right.
You got number 2?
Yeah. Next question.
Okay.
Let me see. All right. So, what is one experience that you wish that we had together growing up?
One experience I wish we had together growing up.
Mhm.
Um, I would say I wish we went to school together. Like I wish, and I know you can't control that because of the age and we were born when we were born. But if one experience I wish I had, I would like to have be able to go to school with at least one of my siblings, and just to have that support.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Because
I would
now,
say that.
now that I think about it, I didn't experience that either. Even when Cameron was, down here, we weren't going to the same school during that time, so I didn't have that either. Shoot, you
You
know,
was in elementary school?
I was in elementary. He was in middle, so
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I didn't
Yeah,
have that.
I got you. So what
Okay,
about you?
cool.
One experience that you wish we had together growing up?
I would say maybe I wish that as a family unit that we could have maybe
Mhm.
all sat down together and just talked about life in general, maybe, or maybe
Mhm.
just like just had a discussion as a family, got maybe getting to know, our parents' childhood growing up, like their family dynamic, just having that whole family conversation. Because thinking
Mhm.
back on it, I don't feel like we've ever sat down as a family and just talked. Like we've never done that as a family, like growing up, we never did that. And
No, we really don't even. It's weird to say, but we really don't even know them for real.
that's what we always talk about that. We don't, to this day, we do not know much about mama. We don't know much. Well, I feel like now, since kind of everything happened within the recent years with, daddy and them,
Mhm.
I feel like it was kind of at that point that we started to kind of get to know a little bit more about them,
Yeah, but
especially
if
about
that had
daddy.
never happened,
We
if
would
that,
we wouldn't have known nothing like to this day.
yeah.
Yeah, but I just feel
So
like,
you say, oh,
huh?
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just feel like if we had those family talks, because I feel like back then whenever we did used to talk, it was either them fussing or God or church. Like it was never just no real conversations. And I feel like if we
Mhm.
all just kind of sat down as a family, we could have built a stronger bond. Even with me and you, we could have connected in some type of way. We could have related and connected to them, which is why our relationship is so off now with them, because like we never connected with them ever really. But yeah, I just feel like that would have been dope to me back then, just actually bonding as a family or having
Yeah,
a talk, like real conversations as a family.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
What were you gonna
I
say?
I would just want to ask you when you said sit down and talk about life, like did you mean like life lessons that we were gonna need, like how to do taxes, how to manage money, like stuff like
No,
that?
yes, everything. I'm talking about from like money management to like financial things to just like you said, life in general, relationships. Even when it came to relationships, all we were basically told was you're not, we don't encourage or we don't condone you being in a relationship. That's all
Yeah.
we were told that. Like it wasn't a
Mhm.
why behind it, or it was just
and
nothing.
especially and especially gender roles in relationships, like
Yeah.
her being mom, him being dad, like we should have had that conversation, like when you're in a relationship, this is what you should expect from a man, this is what you should offer, as a female, this is what you should not settle for, even situations like that. Yeah, I definitely wish we had that. It
Yeah.
was just like you said, whatever was in the Bible, that's all they knew to teach us. That's it. It wasn't no like
Yes.
nothing real from your
Nothing
own mind.
practical,
It's
like
always
nothing
from the book.
practical. Like every conversation, it had to whatever's in the Bible. That's
That's
it.
it. That's go. That's what it goes. You can't question it either.
No question
No.
at all. Like
Yeah.
yeah, but I feel like we needed those real conversations, honestly.
Mhm.
Because
Because
shoot,
we both grew up figuring it out on our own.
exactly. And I'm talking about my whole 20s was basically trial and error, for real.
Yeah.
Trial and error. But yeah, that's my answer.
I got you. So, I guess it kind of goes with question number 3. How do you cope with stress? Because, like you just said, a lot of those things we had to figure out on our own. So, yeah, it was very stressful. So, how do you cope with stress?
How do I cope with stress? Hmm. Honestly, and this is me being 100% truthful and honest. I don't feel like I cope with stress the way that I should. All kind of stems back from again childhood. I feel like I've worked on it a little bit, but I'm not to the place. I'm not to the level of where I should be when it comes to handling stress. Because for me, I feel sometimes like even if I'm feeling stressed, like I just hold it in. I don't really do much to let it out. I don't.
That's
But
not
whenever,
good.
huh?
That's not good.
I know it's not good, and see, like I know that it's not, but
Yeah.
like I said, I'm working on it. But whenever I do try to deal with things, sometimes, um, like because I feel like I'm kind of crafty, or like I'm real like I get all these ideas and I'm very creative in my head. So to get my mind off of things, like I'll
Do
find like a
project.
DIY or something to do,
Yeah.
and that'll get my mind off something in the moment. I don't know,
Okay, so with you, like you said, you don't deal with it, but you distract yourself from it,
distract
which
myself.
which can be good. But yeah, you
Yeah,
can distract yourself, but then because dealing with, like, I can tell you about one time recently with my car situation, right?
yeah,
Like, this was the first that ever happened to me. So I was just want to say with you, like, distracting yourself from it is good, but like once you're not hot anymore, you're calm from distracting yourself. Then once you're calm, then try to like go back and figure out, okay, let me deal with this. I need to deal with it now that I'm calm,
yeah.
instead of just not thinking about it until something else comes up.
And yeah, that's exactly what I do, because it's like, and I know it's not good, but
Yeah.
again, I'm working on it. It's life. I
Yeah.
mean, shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you admitted to it, so that's the first step, acknowledging
exactly. I'm at step 1, guys. Look at me.
it. Oh gosh.
All right, your turn. So what was the question? Let me see. Oh yeah. So how do you deal with stress? How do you cope with stress?
Um, I'm glad to say that right now in my life, I don't have many stressors, so that's really good. But in general, I guess, well, I guess it kind of changed because I feel like how I dealt with stress maybe a year ago or 2 years ago is different than how I cope with stress now. Because of like past situations, stressful situations, I don't let things get to me or stress me. I try not to let things stress me out. So that's how I kind of go forward now. Like, it is what it is. Hey, whatever.
Yeah.
But how I cope with stress now, I deal with it. I need time to myself to not talk to anybody, to
Yep.
really process it. I think about it. I think it through, like from beginning to end, what happened. I think about what I did. If it was something between me and somebody else, what I did. I don't know. Like I just try to be a calm person. So I journal. Not really, but I mean, if it's like something that I really want to think through, then I'll write about like, okay, what happened. But what I was going to say is the most recent situation that I felt like was so stressful to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
My freaking car, girl.
Girl.
So when it didn't happen till like right when I was in a good situation, that's when my car, did what it did. And then I took it around to get diagnostics or whatever. And it was giving me all these crazy outrageous prices. And I was just like, bruh, like, I'm just, I'm good. Like, I have to get to the income spot, How am I going to figure everything out? I don't even want to invest nothing more into this car, you know what I'm saying? So I really felt like I was just, I don't even know where it came from. But when I got back home, I sat in the closet and I cried.
You sat in the closet?
Like, I sat in a dark closet and I cried for like an hour. Like, I just felt so tense. And I felt like I wanted to scream. And I think I did scream. But I was just like, that had been the first that ever happened to me. Where I just like cried like that and like felt so tense. So I guess that was a coping mechanism. I cried. And then when I just figured out, like, back to my mindset, it is what it is. Just figure something out, then I was good.
But see, that's what they say, that's healthy though. Like when you feel those emotions or whatever arising, you're supposed to release it. Like go ahead and release it. And then once you release it, you can think clearly and
Yeah.
process it and move on or whatever. And see,
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes I struggle with just feeling the emotion. Like I struggle with feeling the emotion through at that moment and just letting it release and then
Yeah.
move on. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I mean, like you said, once you released it, you were able to, get it out and
Let me ask you this. So, and I never asked you this before. So, like, do you think that one reason why you hold it in sometimes is because you have kids and you don't want them to see you like that? Because I know with our parents, like, I saw that a lot where I would, like, peep things and I'd be like, something ain't right. But they just kept moving. Well, mama, she just kept moving or whatever. But, yeah, I never saw
talking about the
cry.
emotional side from them.
Yeah, I never saw that.
We never, that's one thing too. Like you're right. We never seen like the emotional aspect of that with them.
It was just like, I'm just gonna add this in, but it was just like pray. Like, okay, you can do that, but at the same time, you gotta do the work.
Yeah.
That's not gonna solve everything. I'm sorry, and I don't discard nobody beliefs or whatever, but you have to do the work yourself. You can't just rely on a breakthrough or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I didn't forgot that fast. What you asked me again?
Oh, I asked you, do you think one reason why you hold it in is because you don't want your kids to see you like that?
Honestly, no. I don't think it has anything to do with them per se, because the kids will tell you in a minute. Like if I'm like to the point where I'm just overwhelmed, I might let my emotions out and I might cry. Like one thing I will say, as I've gotten older, I feel like I've gotten softer. Like girl, I cry a lot, but it's like not like I'm not trying to sound
Like
depressing.
me.
I'm not sound depressing, but like I could be watching a movie and like I was watching the mid-season finale of The Shy a few weeks back.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, it came out on my birthday, 22nd of
Mhm.
September. And I
I
was
ain't seen.
up. I was up that morning watching it. And girl, I'm talking about I was boo-hoo crying because I don't know if I was just emotional because it was my birthday or if the show
Yeah.
made me cry, but I just like I've gotten so soft over the years and like I feel like I show my emotions sometimes like when it comes to things like that. So I don't feel like I kind of shut down emotionally because of the kids, but I feel like again it all just kind of stems from me having to suppress my emotions maybe in the house growing up. Because like even if
Mhm.
I was mad or sad or anything, like I feel like I wasn't able to really express myself or express my emotions in the house because again, if it don't line up with the word, they weren't trying to hear it or you know I don't know gentle parenting. The term gentle parenting that wasn't around back then. I guess
Um,
clearly not in our household. It wasn't a thing,
at
but
all.
I don't know.
Mm-mm.
But like I don't know. But like you said, I want to
And
kind of
then you
flip
know what?
what?
I would hate when I would hear, "You can talk to me.
No, you can't.
You
No,
can
we
talk to
cannot.
me." No, I
No,
can't. Because
we
as soon as you
cannot.
say something that you don't want to hear, then you
Right.
gonna blow up at me. So I would
Exactly.
never, even though I heard that, I never said what I
Right.
felt. Never. I just act like then when I was in my room, I did what I did, but mm-mm.
Yeah.
You ain't about to get me.
It was not a safe space at all.
Oh,
I'm talking about like, yeah, no, no. They used to love to say it like, yeah, you can talk to me about anything. No,
why you
you
lying?
can't. Because
No,
first off, you're gonna be judgmental. Secondly,
big one.
you're gonna meet whatever we come to you with something from the word, and it could be something totally irrelevant to what I came to you about in the first place. But you're gonna find some type of way to rope this word into it, and like I don't like it. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no. But yeah, third question. Is it my turn now? I forgot.
Yeah, I think this is the last question, unless you want to add on the fifth one as a bonus one.
Oh, this is the fourth question.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This is fine. We can do the fourth one. All right. So, Carmen, what
Hmm.
are the top three things that you value out of life right now?
Top three things I value out of life right now.
Mhm.
Um, my mindset shift. I really value that because without my mind, I'm nothing.
Mhm.
Um, I can go into relationships as a second thing. Relationships, with you, sibling
Mhm.
relationship, um, with you and Cam. That
Yeah.
starting niece and nephews, trying to be closer, even though so far away. Um, love life, relationship. Um, that's sad, but those are like the only only relationships that I really value. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna go on a rant about any other type of relationships, like as like friendship, anything else, but
Mhm.
um, my mindset, relationship, and the third thing would be that I value. I guess my health. That would be the third thing because I've been really taking time to like nurture my body,
Yeah.
walking more, being mindful of what I put in my body. Um, so yeah, I would say those three things.
Okay.
What about you? What three things do you value the most out of life right now?
So I'm going to piggyback off of you. So I'm kind of like with you when it comes to, my family or building quality relationships with anybody. When it comes to friendships, that's a part of relationships. So I would say family or building quality relationships. That is one thing that I'm trying to value at this time. And I'll explain a little bit later, but let me just get my thought process out. So yeah, family. I'm gonna say my peace,
Mm-hmm.
and then my time.
Girl, everybody, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but everybody wanna know your freaking piece. You got it in your IG bio.
Girl,
What is that? What you got up there?
protecting my peace.
And shoot, my peace will forever be protected. Okay?
That's one thing, girl. Like, no, and I'm being so serious. Like, those are the top 3 things that I value in my life right now, because I
Yeah.
feel like since I left the house, my life has been very chaotic, up to a certain point. Leaving the house as abruptly that I did, and then just kind of having to deal with life after being sheltered, like extremely sheltered for so long, and then being thrown out there and just having to see the world in a whole different light, and just having to navigate life has been crazy. Especially without, support of, parents or whatever. Like I said, it was very chaotic for me. So now I'm at a time where peace is very much like, that's what I cherish. Like, if
Yeah.
it's not giving me peace, I don't want to. I'm not dealing with it at all. Like, I'm not going to deal with it. And I feel like when it comes to like family or building quality relationships, I'm like with you. I know the family dynamic in our house growing up wasn't the best. Again, we aren't close with our parents. And so when it comes to me, now that I have my own kids, I'm trying to rewrite, those chapters, or rewrite the chapter in how I am as a parent when it comes to my own kids. I don't want to follow in that same footsteps how we were brought up, with our parents. Like, I want to show them a better example, or show them that they can come to me about anything, that they can talk to me about anything, that, I'm not going to judge them because they told me this, or because they're feeling this type of way. I'm not going to judge them or anything like that. Like, I want to be open with them, have that openness. And so, yeah, I do value that. That's one thing. And then, like I said, when it comes to my time, we only have one life. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I've wasted so many years, so far in this life journey. So
That's
at
a
this point in
good
time,
one.
huh?
I said that's a good one. Your time
Yeah,
is
like,
very
I feel like I wasted a lot. Like I said, from the time that I left the house, because like I said, my life really had been just kind of living trial and error. Well, I was just happy to be free. That was just number one. So I spent a lot of my
valuable.
time just chasing any little bit of affection, any little bit of just funness in my mind. When I'm thinking it's fun, I'm thinking I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasted a lot of my time, a lot of my youth on pointless things. So yeah, like, I'm just trying to make the best out of this time that I got left on this earth. You know?
Aw, that's good.
Yeah. That's what I say about
For sure, for sure. I can definitely relate to that one. My time is very valuable, and
it. Hmm.
like even like right now in my life, it's like coworkers or whatever, or associates or people who think they know me. They probably be like, "This girl don't do nothing." Like even my time, I don't even be on social media like that no more. It's just like
Yeah.
I have places I want to go, things I want to see. Just I'm trying to escape. Like this is not it. Like
And that's
living like
it.
this is not it.
Girl.
So I value my time, what I give my time to, who I give my time to. If you're not benefiting me, you will not be in my life. No,
Got to
it's no
go.
love lost. No love lost. But if you just sitting around me, you
Yeah.
talking about bullshit, then what we got to talk about? Nah, I'm not on that. And people can think I'm boring because I'm this young and don't go party and don't go do this and that. But listen, that's not for me. Yes, I've tried it, but then some things, it's not you, and some things are just not me. And then again, I value my time, and
Yeah.
when you have goals you want to reach, then you gotta put the time in to get there. So
And see, yeah, and I can applaud you like for being so young and like having your head on straight. Like, it took me years to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? But like with you, I feel like you already got a good start. With me, I feel like it took me a lot of years of figuring out again who I am. Like I said, I spent a lot of my time, I think a lot of my early adult years, I feel like I spent a lot of that time trying to chase what I thought I was missing out on for
yeah,
so long. And then when I did it, it was just like,
yeah,
this ain't even nothing. Like, what? Like,
yeah.
when I think about going to the club now, like, that, it don't even excite me. And to
You
be
gotta
honest, it
spend
never,
money to stand in line.
exactly, like, it never really did used to excite me. I think it would just be aspect
Yeah,
of just being around people. I don't even know.
your
But
age
like,
and that's on, and yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know. Like, my whole mindset, and that's how I know I have grown so much. Because I'm just looking back,
yeah.
like, girl, what were you doing? Like, you didn't even enjoy that. Like, why were you there? Like, just to be there?
But
Like,
but
what?
it's understandable, especially your childhood and wanting to do that and the freedom. Like it's understandable.
Yeah,
Shoot,
but it was a waste. Like, I could have spent so much of that time doing something more
yeah,
productive. And like I said, just looking back on it now, it's just like, okay. But at least I can acknowledge I'm self-aware. I feel like I'm more self-aware now. So
yeah.
I know what it is that I want. I know what I gotta do to get there. And so now I'm just trying to be more focused on that.
Hmm. But I can say for me, I didn't get here independently. I had folk in my life that outside of family or mentors and stuff like that, but had folk in my life to like that I could talk to and we could have real conversations that made me like open my eyes to the world and what it is that I want. And yeah, so I can say that it wasn't just no overnight thing where I just was like this independently. No, I had, you know,
I can't say the same, can't relate, because the people I feel like I had in my life, I feel like we were all the same place mentally.
yeah,
And that's one thing, like I've seen a quote, like to get where you want to go, you need to surround yourself by people that are already living on at that level. And I was around
yeah,
people that were the same mind space. All we want to do is go out, get lit. We just want to turn up and have fun and live the carefree life and all this other type of stuff. It was nothing like encouraging, like, okay, if you want to be here, do this. No, you're living in the moment. And that's what it was.
hmm,
I was living in the moment, just ooh,
yeah.
like, you know.
But listen, a couple things I want to say to that. For me, like I said, I didn't get here independently. Before, a mindset shift in me, what did I think life was? Well, first, every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Tuesday, every Thursday, sometimes Friday, where we was
Church,
at.
church, church,
So,
church, 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 church.
so for a long time, I didn't even think about the entire world. Like I'm thinking like life is just where we was born at, I didn't even think of a life outside of that city, that state,
No,
for a
and
long
that's
time.
what I'm saying. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's what I'm saying. Like, because even when it came to Mama, like her whole thing was God planted us there, so that's where we were supposed to be for the rest of our life. So even when
Yes.
I wanted to go in the military, they were against that because God planted me at this church.
Yeah.
And this is where you're supposed to be. And
Yeah.
even when it came to going to college, no, you need to go to college here because God planted you here and blah blah blah. And it's just like
And
when it
that
comes
can
to the
F up
world,
your mind. Cause
girl, it's so much more to the world. It's so much more to life. And so when
yeah,
I was thrown out there, it was just so much coming at me at once. And it was just like, I'm just going with the wind, like going
yeah,
wherever, literally. And yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I was gonna say that had a lot to do with it. Just a
Mhm.
mindset, like you said, I'm planted here. Like what? I remember when they used to be like all the youth, we're the ones that's getting older now. So when they pass on, who gonna take over? Shit, not me, because I'm about to be gone. You think I'm gonna stay here? Hell no. But that was one thing. And then second, just you know, in our hometown thing, and then everybody into like people at school, they into what you got on, you know, just the materialistic, what the eye meets, you know, everybody just on that. So it's like, how can you blame somebody for not thinking of anything else when that's all you exposed to?
Yeah.
This extreme on one hand, a church life, and then the other extreme is stuff that don't even matter.
Yeah.
So when you got those two, that's all you exposed to. I mean, you know, I can't blame you.
Yeah.
You can't blame me. So I mean, but being self-aware now, that's the biggest thing.
That, yeah, girl, when I say I can really look back on my life and I know every place that I messed up, and it's just like, oh my
Yeah.
God, like what was I thinking for real? But you know, I guess it comes with maturity. It comes with, you know, again, just self-reflecting, thinking back on things, just having a clear mind and living and learning and just going through
Yeah.
things, growing through things. Like it just comes with the territory, I guess. Like,
Hmm.
whew, because it's been a journey. It's been a ride, baby.
Yeah.
It's
And
been a
I'm just
ride.
like, and even having this conversation right now, it's like, it's so awesome. But then it's
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, I wonder where, like, I wonder the next 5, I hate that term. Where you see yourself in 5 years, where you see yourself in 10 years. But I really want to know, like, with us,
Mm-hmm.
where are we going to be? Like, where's our relationship going to take us?
Yeah.
And, like, even your kids, like, oh my gosh, they're getting so big. And
I
it's like,
know. It's hard.
I
Like,
can't.
girl, I be crying. I be in the house crying about that because it's like, dang, not too long ago, y'all were just a little baby. I was pushing you out, and now you're
Yes.
talking my ears off and just
Yes.
learning all this different. Like, girl, it's
It's a lot.
amazing. It's amazing just
Yeah.
watching them grow because it's like, dang, like where did the time go? Like, y'all, what?
For real. And then for me, like watching them, it's like I feel like I don't have well, I know I don't because of course the age difference. I don't have a traditional like aunt relationship with them because right when Roman was born, like I was right there. Like
Yeah.
that was like my little brother. Not saying he was my little brother, but you know, like
I ain't gonna lie,
I just
Roman. I feel like Roman.
that was like my best
He
friend.
was, and he literally used to see you like as a friend, like every time, TT, like in his eyes, to this day, I think he still sees you as a friend and not an adult. He does not think you're an adult at all.
Yeah. Both of them,
Both of them
they
think you're having a
respect
big
me,
kid.
but they respect me, but how I treat them and talk to them, I don't talk to them like no. I have real conversations with them, and you know, I love them so much.
And that was also something that we didn't have. Like when it came to like our
Hmm.
aunts or stuff like that, we didn't have relationships with our aunts and our uncles like that.
It was
Honestly,
just like when you see them
when you see them,
once a year.
yeah, and we saw them on the rare occasion,
We see them like once a year, Thanksgiving,
if that,
and then when we did talk, it's the same traditional questions. How are you? How's school?
yeah,
That's about it. It wasn't no like, and I don't blame them because you know when you not we didn't grow up around them, so it's like what more can they ask? They don't know. You know, I can't even blame them because it's like when you don't know us, when you don't know kids, and you're not even cool with their parents, what more can you say to them?
yeah.
So it was like, yeah. But the only aunt I can say that actually tried, I ain't gonna say her name on here, but our uncle's wife, who's not even our blood aunt, I love her. She is so sweet.
Love her, but I feel like
Yeah.
she's just a sweet person in general. Like to anybody,
Uh-huh.
she's just a sweetheart, a real sweet, genuine lady.
Yes.
But I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Hmm. But any other like immediate aunts and uncles, well, first of all, I can't even claim one side of the family aunt because they never talk to us. And then the other side, you know, we had uncles, so I mean, maybe it was a gender difference because we were girls, and you know.
But no. That's one thing I was gonna say too. So like, and again, I hate to keep bringing it back to the church, but like honestly, when I
Nah, it
remember,
really did have a lot to do with it.
yes, I remember like being little before. This is of course before we started going to the church or anything like that. But like we used to be so close to like on mama's side because pretty much
Mhm.
all of them we all stayed in the same city, basically, on mom's side.
Mhm.
So like we used to be so close to a lot of them, like when I was younger. And like, you know, our uncles on that side, I remember like having an actual uncle niece relationship with them, you know, when I was younger. Now
Mhm.
it wasn't until when we started going, you know, to the church or that church or whatever, I feel
Yeah.
like that's when the strain came. Even with the, should I say this part? Even with the uncle that was going there, we really didn't have a relationship with him really that much when we were all
It
going to
was
the same church.
weird.
Yeah, it was
It would be
weird.
like the only time I would, even when I would see him there. That's the only time I would see him there, or either like a family gathering. That was weird.
But
And
you
it would
know
be
why?
like we would talk.
You know
We
why
would
I think,
talk.
do you know why I think it was weird though?
Why?
Because of mama. I feel like they made it, like mama and daddy, they made it weird. They made like the
Yeah.
relationship weird. So I feel
Yeah. It
like
wasn't no longer family, but it was like
it was
something.
a church relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's even
Yeah.
like, cause she never like, even though that was her brother, you know what she's always, you know what she used to call him? Brother. I said his name. Whoops. But okay. She used to always say, you know, brother so and so. You know how church people do, brother so and so, sister so and so.
And then for a long time, because I heard that, that's what I would call them too, which was weird, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So it's just like, so, you know, that's one thing that I can say. And I don't want to, I feel like, I feel like they made a lot of our relationships with just people in general, they made it just weird.
Weird.
They made it
Yeah.
weird. So, how do we even get on the aunts and uncles? Like, I don't even know.
Talking about life and what we value most, and yeah.
Yeah.
But that was it for our Q&A. That was all of our 4 questions. Love the conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, like she said, if you got any other questions you want us to answer, you curious to know about us individually or collectively, drop them below. If you like this, show us that you like it by hitting the like button. Subscribe so you don't miss out on more videos, because there is more to come.
For sure. For sure. And again, we just want to thank you guys so very much for tuning in once again to our TED Talk, right? To our Q&A session today. Again, we are new to the YouTube world, so it's only going to get better. And again, just thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will see you guys on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.
I got loyalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA.